Okay. I hear you, Uni. Divine flow. Eventually, one's sublime desire takes precedence over all others to follow the Tao, the divine flow at all costs. Flow. Allow me, divine, to move with the flow and respond with peace and calmness. Like, hello, that's a clear message, isn't it? I guess we're flowing today, dogs. We just in the flow. Oh my gosh, I can't make this up. Sorry that was so obnoxious, you guys, but oh. Okay, first card we have is Resilience. Rise above tribulations. Second card, Go with the flow. Let things happen. Are you kidding me? I really can't make this up. I'm in full surrender mode today. Say less, Uni. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the 12 Days of Live Fitness. Today we're on number 7, and this past week I had my friend Anna and her dad was like here at the house because my dad's here visiting, and like we're all really good family friends. And don't get me wrong, it was so fun, it was so superb, it was fantastic, but they just left yesterday. And just, you guys know how much I love my slow, mindful, peaceful mornings. And just, do you hear that right now? The answer is no. That's the whole point, because it's just so quiet here again, and I love having the house to myself in the morning. So anyways, for today's video, I really want to bring you guys a mindfulness video for day number 7, just to add some diversity into all of our itinerary for the 12 Days of Live Fitness. So today I'm going to be speaking with you guys about why I love mindful practices so much, what they've done for me, how they changed my life. And then I really want to specifically speak about meditation and journaling, where to start with both of those things, and how to eventually progress with your journey with both of those things. And then at the end, I want to share with you guys a few just of my tips and a little bit of a pep talk as to how to actually embed these into your lifestyle, because I was totally that person that would like start and dabble in these things and then fall off and like would never stick with it. And that was always so hard for me of like, how do I actually get this to stick? So I'm going to share with you guys some of my little tips on how to actually get these things ingrained into who you are and actually be a part of your life. First of all though, you guys, today is a grooming day, okay? And usually I feel like this isn't shown, but I'm sharing it with you because this is like the vibe of Vlogmas, right? Am I right? So I don't know the last time I plucked my eyebrows. I'm Italian, okay? All my eyebrows are completely natural. I don't know if you can even, no, you can tell. Like I don't know the last time I plucked them, so I'm gonna pluck them with you guys while I speak with you guys about why I like mindful practices. So for me, when I go to pluck my eyebrows, I have to have one of these, which I got this from TJ Maxx. It's really cute. It's like a little marble at the bottom. And I use the really zoomed in side here, and I get up close. Oh, you guys, this is so bad. I don't know the last time I did. Ooh, an eyelash. You guys make a wish on your eyelashes? Because I always do. Gotta feel the emotion when you make the wish. Okay, and then for I've been using this same tweezer since the beginning of time, and I'm like weirdly, like I have to use this tweezer. Like, don't ask me how I've kept track of this for literally like 6 years, but it's a Revlon tweezer. But I don't get my eyebrows waxed, I don't get them threaded, I do them completely myself by just plucking them. I did used to get them threaded back like in high school, so I think that helped to give them shape at some point. And I also do this out here because obviously the lighting is so good with all these windows. Anyways, first topic at hand, why do I believe in mindful practices so much? They just have completely transformed my life, and like ever since I've gotten super consistent with them, just I have completely been changed for the better. My life has been changed for the better as a reflection of that, because everything is a mirror of your internal space, and it just has completely helped my life in so many ways. And now I can't even imagine my life by not having them. Like they're such an ingrained part of my life and my lifestyle and who I am now, like I'm saying, and I just can't even fathom not doing them. And it's 100% helped with just like increasing my overall self-awareness, increasing emotional intelligence and emotional regulation, not only with yourself, but just also like just being more aware in the sense of like the emotional vibe of the room. It has completely helped to contribute to a deeper sense of self. I know myself so much better. I know who I am. I have a strong sense of self. I feel a strong sense of purpose and clarity and like who I am, which I truly feel like really you can only get from you actually sitting with yourself and like reflecting with yourself. I'm way much more calmer throughout the day. My mood is so much more stable throughout the day. My headspace is so much more stable, and just overall it just has 100% allowed me to feel like I'm living a conscious lifestyle. Like I think people just really don't even fully realize, they lack the awareness of how much that they lack awareness, if that makes sense, just within themselves and just with what's going on with people around them. And so these practices have really allowed me to gain more awareness with myself and with life and with the world and with people around me. For those of you who are still invested in how I do my eyebrows, so I did the initial just pluck. I personally like to keep this so it's like right in a line with this like big line of my nose, I guess, if you will, straight up from there. And then I try to keep that point up to a T, and then I really will try to cut, like really pluck down here to like bring that into that little peak triangle thing. And then I just use, this is literally from e.l.f. eyebrow brush thing, and then a little teeny scissors. And then I pretty much will just trim the extra hairs like when it's so long. Then this is the final product. Oh my gosh, I always feel like a new person. Alrighty, so I wanted to start off with talking about meditation first. So, if you were just starting to meditate and you have no experience and it seems super foreign and you're like, okay, I hear Liv talk about it, but I have no clue where to start, I always recommend for people to start with guided meditations, and there are countless different types and videos out there that are on YouTube that you can use. I personally love Beautiful Boho Yoga. She's super popular and she has so many different guided meditations with like specific intentions, which is what I really love. She has so many different ones. Start small and start with something guided so you can just simply practice getting still and just sitting still. Then from there you can eventually progress into not using guided meditations and using just simply meditation music. And then from there I feel like the last thing is to meditate with like no sound. I personally like to do that more so in like the warmer summer months when I can meditate outside, because I can hear like the nature sounds around me, which is better than just like meditating in literal silence inside. And I think a huge kind of concern that people have is like, oh, they sit down to go meditate and they're like, I have so many different thoughts that are continuing to come into my mind, XYZ, like I can't get quiet. And they kind of say it almost in a sense of like kind of almost from a place of failure, like, oh, like I try to meditate but I can't stop my mind from racing, or I keep having thoughts distract me. That is the whole point of meditation. So there's no need to look at those things as something negative or something that you should be ashamed of. The whole point of meditation is to practice that refocusing. Just like you're doing reps in the gym to make your muscle grow, it's you continuing that repetition of pulling back your focus to the present moment when you do have that awareness that your thoughts are starting to wander. That is the whole point of meditation, and that's what allows you to strengthen just your overall mental awareness and mental strength, because not only is it, helping you learn how to control your mind in the sense of like bringing yourself back to the present, but it's also practicing you having the awareness of where your thoughts are. And I think that is one of the biggest reasons why meditation is so powerful, and why I said previously it has done so much for just overall helping my personal self-awareness and just being more aware, because it allows you to actually take a second and think about what you're thinking about. Because so many of us will just identify with our thoughts, we will become one with our thoughts, and we just become consumed by them. And then it's really hard. It's kind of like when there's the fish in the fishbowl, it's hard for the fish to know what's in the fishbowl when it's from the fish's perspective, kind of like that. And next thing I wanted to say is to not focus so hard on getting focused. Now, it sounds funny when you say it like that, but it's so true, because in the sense of meditation, it really is kind of counterproductive to take that viewpoint. And I know this is another thing that people will struggle with. They're like, okay, I'm going to simply just focus on the present moment and really try to control my thoughts and not have them wander too much, or continue to bring my thoughts back to the present moment. And you'll see like it happens to me, like I'll feel my eyebrows like kind of start to burrow because I'm focusing on not focusing, but then it makes me focus. So it's kind of hard for me to explain, I guess, my constructive points with it, but I will say it definitely comes better with time. But I think the better word to use to kind of affirm to yourself is kind of just acting from a place of allowance and from a place of observation, which is something I talk about a lot, to overall just observe your thoughts instead of identifying with them. Don't try so hard to focus, because that is you identifying with your thoughts in order to get focused. So I think it's more so about you just kind of being in that seat seat of awareness, sitting in that observer mode, right? Staying out here to completely detach from any and all of your thoughts, including the thoughts that are telling you to focus. And that's where you can truly actually sink into the present. When I tell myself to sit in that seat of awareness, I can feel it like up here in my third eye, like in between my eyebrows, of me almost creating that space and sitting in that seat of observation and awareness and creating that space between my thoughts. You want to approach each of your thoughts that come in that seem to distract you as kind of just how you were looking at a cloud that's like floating, passing by, or you watching a screen of like your own life movie. It's something that you are separate from. There's space between you and your thoughts that come in. So when you're having these distractive thoughts, there's nothing for you to get all like worked up about, or like, oh no, here's another distractive thought. Just stay in your seat of awareness and observation and let that thought pass through. Gain the awareness of like, oh, okay, that thought is coming through. Interesting, that's there for a reason, and kind of let it keep floating by. And that's how you get in that seat of awareness in your mind. And last little tip that I want to share with you guys is to connect to your breath. I think especially for beginners, this is such a pretty much foolproof way to get into the present moment, because your breath is one of the only things that is literally happening like instantaneously in this moment. It is currently always happening in the now. So just taking the time to connect to your breath. I always start every single meditation with really big inhales through the nose, really big exhales either through the nose, through the mouth. Sometimes I make a sound like a ha sound or a sh sound when I exhale, pretty much anything that feels good, but really focusing on that inhale, focusing on every single just inch of that process of your chest expanding, the air through your nostrils, the air coming out, your chest deflating, like all of those details, and really immersing yourself in that is going to be a foolproof way to really get yourself in the present moment, and allows you to really ground and sink into that meditation and get yourself set up for success. And then if you're looking to progress even further with meditation, get even more experienced and sink deeper into it, I personally love practicing visualization during my meditation. So really picturing things in my mind, literally picturing your energy and your vibe raising. I do that a lot, and I could literally feel myself getting lighter. I will use visualization to help me do that, to help me visualize myself literally raising my energetic vibration. You could use it for a deep manifestation meditation. You could use it to open up your chakras, which is what I did today. There's so many different ways to use meditation, and I think it's really freaking beautiful. And so with that, a little surprise that I have for you guys is I did write a meditation kit in order to help you guys progress into being able to do a completely self-led meditation. And I basically have everything written in there about the different techniques that I will use when I'm doing a self-led meditation in order to take me through a very transformative and actually productive meditation session, as opposed to you just feeling like you're kind of sitting there. Like, I basically share with you guys everything that I do to actually truly feel an internal shift and walk away from my meditations feeling truly enlightened, lighter, and just much more conscious and aware. So that is about a 20-page guide that is linked down below in my stand store if you're looking to progress into your own meditations.
Do you see this? A girl's trying to get home and there's a freaking truck right parked behind me. And I don't know where he is, but he's got to move because I'm trying to get home. And it's freaking freezing. Oh, it's so hot. So I guess while we wait, now's a good time for me to talk to you guys about journaling, I guess. The car is on because obviously it's 14 degrees outside right now, so I need the heat in the heated seat. So if you're hearing like a hum, I hope it's not going to be too distracting. But basically how I started with journaling was something so simple, and I called it appreciations and affirmations. Were literally all I would do, because this was the first little seedling that got me eventually, that led me into spirituality, which I'm into now. I
I would write down my appreciations, which is what I am grateful for. So I'd write like a small list, like 5 things I'm grateful for, and then I'd write down 5 like positive affirmations about myself, because this is when I had literally zero self-confidence, and it helped so much with not only like getting me in the habit of having a gratitude like mindset and the gratitude attitude, but it also helped me so much with just like increasing my overall self-worth, the thoughts that I had about myself, the way I spoke about myself. It just completely set me up and like was the spark that eventually led into like everything that I'm into now in terms of mindset. So that's a great place to start with journaling. The next thing that you could do, and a big reason why I love journaling, is to just vent. So sometimes I know like some people don't always feel safe opening up to people, and so I love being able to turn to my journal to completely dump and just like vent as if I'm talking to a friend, but it's like just obviously in a safe space in my journal. And so I'll just kind of vent everything that I want to talk about with someone, and it usually almost always helps me arrive at some sort of own conclusion, solution, revelation, because just getting it out and talking about it, even if it's technically on paper, still does a lot, trust me. There's something to be said about getting out of your head, you guys, like it's crazy. With that, you can also just simply like write about your day and just document. I think this is a great exercise, even though it doesn't seem like much. I think it's a great practice to start to just overall have more awareness of how your day went, how you felt throughout the day. So like with that, write down your emotions. How did you feel about your day? How do you feel right now when you're writing in your journal? Like just simply asking yourself that question and like having the practice of expressing your emotions somewhere is going to be a good practice for you and a good habit to get into, which is definitely going to translate over into like your relationships. This is why I love meditation and journaling, because people think it doesn't do anything, but it completely translates to like how you show up in other relationships too. It's not just like with yourself. Dude, is that person? I should have asked that guy. He just walked by. And if you're looking to progress into journaling, if you've kind of been starting with the basics and you're looking to kind of move a little bit further, they're moving the truck. My best piece of advice is to really reflect on what you need to hear, what you need to work on, and then work backwards. I always say that when people ask me for advice of like how to come up with your own journaling prompts and more like legitimate, intricate prompts. And I always... What? Ooh, Porsche Cayenne GTS, it's a sign. Guys, it's getting rowdy here. Anyways, I always say to first like sit with yourself. So like for example, if I'm like feeling like today, I'm feeling really stuck, I'm feeling super sluggish, I'm feeling like really restricted. Okay, that's how I'm feeling. So then work backwards. What are some questions that I could ask myself as if you were talking to a friend that would help you work through this? A journaling prompt might be for me, where do I feel stuck in my life? What does making me feel super suffocated here? What about my current living situation doesn't serve me? Oh my gosh, this Porsche Cayenne GTS has red interior and it's black. Does it have red brake calipers? Oh my god, you guys! Sorry. This guy's gonna see me, but I can't not. He has red interior! Alright guys, I need to get it together. Another thing I should have added in the beginning is that you can also use a guided journal. That's a great place to get started. I haven't really had too much experience with it, but I know a lot of people love it. Actually, from a coaching call, Hannah, you know who you are, she recommended this guided journal to me, so I'll have the link here. I forget what the actual name is, but I'll have the website here, and she showed it to me like during our coaching call, and it was so cute. Would definitely recommend. Alrighty, I just got changed. Joe and I are about to go to the gym. I'm actually wearing a shirt from Gymshark. Shocker. This is like the only thing from Gymshark that I actively will wear. This is an old sports bra from Elfleet. Biker shorts, and then the best joggers by them from all time. But I wanted to finish out this video with actually some helpful tips to help you guys actually implement and like stick with meditating and journaling, because like I said, I was that person that would always try to implement them and like always would end up falling off. And that's the thing with meditation and journaling and any mindful practices in general. It's really important to stick with them to actually see the results. It's the same thing like with going to the gym. If you're to go train for 2 weeks and then stop, like you're not gonna see the results. It's that kind of compounding effect over the long haul that eventually leads you to like actually seeing first subtle differences that add up to actual big differences. So number one, the biggest thing to realize is that you are trying to form a new habit here. And again, just like with the gym where you need to do different repetitions, multiple reps in order to get the muscle to grow, it's the same thing here. You need to keep putting yourself through repetition in order to allow yourself to develop that new habit. And in order to put yourself through the repetition that you need discipline in order to get there. So you guys know I'm really big on like listening to your intuition and flowing with what feels right. but I think there's a really huge balance that needs to be there of like listening to your intuition while also making sure that you're prioritizing discipline to get you to where you want to go. So it's about having that discipline to, if you have the goal to journal every morning or meditate every morning, and actually have the discipline to stick with that. And I think something that has helped me as well with this topic is I still allow myself to flow. In the sense of some mornings it feels right for me to meditate, some days it feels right for me to go journal instead. So I give myself that kind of intuitive space, if you will, to lean into what mindful practice feels good to me in that moment in that morning. So it helps me from preventing burnout, but at the same time it still allows me to stay on that kind of habit routine, and having that discipline to still at least showing up for something really helps me a lot. And the last thing I have is to actually think about the long-term rewards and remind yourself of them often. Like I said, this isn't something like necessarily that's instantaneous, which I promise you honestly will feel better even just doing any of these things once, but it's more so that long-term compounded effect, like I'm saying, that's going to allow you to actually see tangible mental shifts. So really remind yourself of the person you want to be, the life you want to live, the mindset that you want to have, and also think about kind of the pain points of not sticking with this and not being consistent and not having the discipline. Because I know for me, thinking about, you know, the person that I would be or how kind of a mess my mental space would be if I didn't ever stick with this is definitely enough motivation and like alarm, a little fire under my butt to give me the kick in the butt that I need to actually stay disciplined.
I thought you were going to do it in front of the Christmas tree.
It can't be lit up. Speaking of which, you guys, Joe finally put up the Christmas tree, except don't look down there. But now we finally have some sort of Christmassy decoration, because I'm well aware I've been doing Live Fitmas and having 0 ounce of Christmas in any of my videos, except for the background music and the font that I use. So here we go. I really don't know what my deal has been with just like not finishing the videos or filming outros. But anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, got some value out of it, got some like tangible tips to help you guys. Also, don't forget that my meditation kit is linked down below if you're interested in that. And if you did like this video and want to show some support, the best way to do so is to give this video a little thumbs up, maybe drop a comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I really appreciate all your love, time, and support. I'm sending you guys so much love, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.